I'm Michael, and this is Maker of Play. Today, I'm getting serious about trying to do better miter cuts. And to do that, I've built this jig to help me cut them better, faster, more reliable. So stick around if you want to see how I made it. As I'm starting to do more projects in the workshop, I want to improve the efficiency of those projects. I want less setup time to do them. And so to achieve that, I created this jig so I can make miter joints faster on my table saw and more accurate with very little setup. All I've got to do is pick it up off the floor, set it down on my table saw, clamp my piece of wood in, and I'm ready to cut. Doesn't get any faster than that. So if you want to see how I built it, stick around. So hopefully this jig works out, and this will be the last time in quite a while I'll have to be down on my knees angling my table saw blade to 45 degrees, because this is no fun. Here's what we got so far. I think all the pieces are cut. We have our base piece. We have our two runners, which will go on the bottom of our base piece. And we have our two side pieces, which these will be set up like this. There. That should go like that. That will go like that. We'll get those angles to be nice. And then, so what I think I want to do next is, there's a lot of extra wood here I don't need. This is to be out longer so that it's in front of the table saw blade, so this doesn't actually get cut completely in half and come apart. So on the CNC, I want to cut a nice little round pattern here to take a lot of this extra wood off that's just adding weight and doesn't need to be there. So I believe I will do that next. Got all my pieces cut, got everything sanded. Now it's time for assembly. And this is where we're just winging it. I know the more accurate I am here, the better my cuts will come out on this jig. So I'm trying to be as accurate as I can, but it's a bit of a pain trying to get all this assembled with these angles. So here's what I'm going to try. I'm using my fence and the right side as a reference point to mark the center line where the blade's going to come through. So then this side I can push up against that, and I'm using my square to get my 45 degrees. But then I have to be able to put this through there, which means I have to move this square out of the way. So as a temporary support, I'm going to try and nail this side brace on, which hoping it will hold that angle. The keyword here is hoping that it will hold that angle. So let's see what happens. So again, making sure that is straight. Sure this angle is nice and tight. That looks good. That looks, nope, that does not look good. need clamp. See, these are paying off. I've routed these holes in here to use clamps. I'm already able to use this clamp to hold it in place. So my clamp holes are going to work out well. So that is good. That is there. I'm going to just shoot one nail in, the temporary. Hope I don't blow it off the side. That seemed to work. We shall do a second one so it doesn't just pivot. Oh, I'm guessing. Oh, but I guessed right. Okay, so that looks good. So now, glue. Glue this together. I should have done that first, but here we go. Put a bead of glue down here, and then we'll put some few brad nails in to hold it while it dries. Okay. We are halfway there. Now this side, we will make sure it is a 90 to this side. That should make it easier. There you have it. I've got the jig. The last thing I did was I put some clamps on it to help hold the smaller pieces. One of the things I would have done differently in hindsight is made it so that I could have put clamps further down to hold the smaller pieces. Having that brace on the backside really limits how far down a clamp can go, but having those other pressure clamps on there helps with that. I also ended up adding some 320 grit sandpaper because I was noticing as I was cutting pieces that the wood may slide down and not leave a nice finished edge when it was cutting, which was messing up the miters as well. But here we go. There's the two test pieces. You know, they're not absolutely perfect. I can still see a little bit of a gap, but they're good enough for me for now. I think I will continue to try to fine tune and tweak that jig as it goes, but right now that's still a much better miter joint than I can do when I have to set up my miter saw or table saw and having to adjust the blade every time I want to cut something. Really what my goal was is I want to have minimum setup so I can work on a project fast, and there's no faster way than simply being able to grab the jig off the floor, set it down on my table saw, and start making cuts. And make sure and check out my website, makeratplay.com. I've got that set up. It's got a few more details on my projects, as well as several other projects I have not made videos for. So if you'd like to see all the things that I'm working on or have done in the past, check out my website. Also, if you really enjoy these videos and you just want to show your appreciation and feed my Dr. Pepper habit, I've set up a Buy Me a Coffee account where you can make a donation if you like. I don't drink coffee, but I do drink Dr. Pepper, and I will use it to buy more Dr. Pepper. If you're more inclined to want to be more of a sponsor of a project, I've also set up a Patreon account, so you can click that link down below. If you really just want to help out in any other way, if you can hit that like button, or leave a comment, or share the videos, that goes a long way as well as helping out my channel and creating awareness for it. I hope you enjoyed this project. I'm working on quite a few other projects as well, and those videos will be out soon. So make sure and hit that subscribe button and click that bell to make sure you don't miss any of my future videos. And I will see you in the next video. Today, I'm making a jig for my table saw to make